The other thing that you have to have is that you have to have that billionaire mindset. Because if you don't have that billionaire mindset, then you're not going to be successful. People are going to look at you and they're not going to have any confidence in your abilities to be able to do what you need to do. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're not going to have any confidence in doing the things that you need to do. And to give you an example of that billionaire mindset, as I said, I've been an entrepreneur for a long period of time. If I told you how long I was an entrepreneur, then no one would believe that I'm 24 years old, so I won't tell you how long I've been that entrepreneur. But I will tell you that you have ups and downs, and in 2001 I was sleeping in cars. Things weren't going very well. I didn't have any choice. You know, I have a very good family. I could have went to my family, could have went for help, but my pride wouldn't allow me to, so I was sleeping in cars. And by 2003, I was a millionaire again. And that's because you have to have that billionaire mindset. If you don't have that billionaire mindset, you're not going to be successful. And here's how that billionaire mindset helped me to go from sleeping in cars to owning a whole bunch of them, including the Rolls Royce that's parked out front. I was looking in the newspaper one day while I was sleeping in the basement. By this time I had been sleeping in the basement. And I was looking in the newspaper, and all of a sudden secured credit cards came to Canada for the first time. I've been wanting to do this for a long period of time, and secured credit cards came to Canada. So I thought, I know about that stuff. So with holes in my jacket, holes in my shoes, holes in my socks, I went down to Home Trust. I asked to speak to the president, and fortunately I got a meeting. And with all the boldness that I could muster, that anybody could muster, I went into the president's office after they just spent hundreds of millions of dollars getting secured visas into Canada. And with a straight face I said, I'm your man. I want exclusive rights to market this across Canada. So suffice to say that after spending hundreds of millions of dollars to bring this into Canada and not even knowing who I am, they didn't give me exclusive rights, but they did give me the rights to market their products. So armed with this knowledge, and I had to walk home because I didn't have enough money. And if I would have used any of the last $8 that I had, I wouldn't have been able to print up more flyers. So I used the last $8 that I had. I printed up 100 flyers, cut them in two, so it gave me, cut them in three, sorry, so it gave me 300 flyers. With those 300 flyers, I went and I stuck them on car doors in Scarborough Town Centre. I waited for the phone to ring. The phone rang. I made more flyers. Suffice to say, it turned out really well. So when you believe in something, when you have that billionaire or millionaire mindset, when an opportunity knocks, you're going to be prepared for it. If you were talking to me in 2001, after I just, dusted myself off and got out of a car, you would see me just like I am right now. I talk the same, I walk the same, and today, even though I'm in a different financial position, I still talk the same, walk the same. So that's where that billionaire, millionaire mindset has to come in. The other thing that you can't do is you can't make excuses. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I'd rather watch that movie. You can't make excuses, because making excuses means that you're not getting things done. A lot of people say, well, I don't have time. And while they're saying that they don't have time, that's time that they spent not doing what they should have been doing. Because a lot of people say, well, I don't have time. They spend time looking for time to do the things for what they want to do. So don't make any excuses. You have to be willing to pay the price. If you're not willing to pay the price, it ain't going to happen for you. And everything in life has a price to pay. If you want a glass of water and you're sitting on a sofa over there, you got to get up off that sofa. You got to go to the cupboard. You got to open up that cupboard. You got to get that glass. You got to turn on the water. You got to put the water in the glass. You got to drink it. That's a price. It's not a big price, but it's a price. Every single thing that we do in life has a price to pay. So you have to be willing to pay that price to get what you want. You can't be spending, 7 days a week with your friends going out and partying if you're looking to try and achieve some type of success. So you have to be willing to pay the price. The other thing, and it's probably the most important because I see it happening every single day, is you can't let your friends spoil your dreams. How many here in the room have had friends where you said, hey, listen, I got this really great idea, and the next thing you know, your friend's saying, David, come on, that sucks. That ain't gonna work, right? Don't let anybody ever spoil your dreams. If you've got an idea, focus on it, go for it, and just whatever it takes to fight through that, fight through it, and don't let anyone spoil your dreams. So this gathering today, which Dammy put on, it's phenomenal. I was hoping that there'd only be 2 or 3 people in the room, so that they would, that sweat that's going across my forehead. Great event here. It's about entrepreneurs. How many people in the room here want to be an entrepreneur? Don't be shy. How many people in the room are an entrepreneur? There's a few. Nice. You got a big smile on your face. You must be doing something right. What do you do?
I design. I'm a fashion designer.
Nice. How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for about 2 years.
It's real easy, right?
Yeah.
How about you, sir?
IT.
IT? Nice. Okay.
We like training and managed services for small businesses.
Nice. Very nice. And, folks, I'm glad almost everybody either put up their hand saying that they wanted to be an entrepreneur or that they were an entrepreneur. None of you are going to remember some of the things I'm going to say next because I'm 24 and none of you look like you're 24. When my parents bought their first home, I'm going to talk about how things have changed. When my parents bought their first home back in 1974, my dad was making $200 a week. Could anybody imagine doing anything of any substance with $200 a week in today's day and age? Well, let me tell you, back in 1974, when my mom and dad bought their first house, $200 a week gave them enough money to pay their mortgage, gave them enough money to have a late model car. They had this big old convertible, La Parisienne. I thought it was a bomb. And it gave them enough money to be able to go out with their friends several times a week. Today, things are completely different. If you have a household income of $100,000, what do you think that's going to do for you? Anyone want to try answering that? What do you think you could do if you had a household income of $100,000 today? So if you were starting with nothing, you were making $100,000. You could live with $100,000. Like you could live, you could pay your rent, you can go out and you can have some fun and stuff like that. But what if you've got a family? What if you have dreams? What if you want to buy a home? What's that $100,000 going to do for you in today's day and age? $100,000 is going to be eaten up with taxes, so now you're down to $50,000. You're going to spend at least $30,000 paying for your car, paying for your rent, paying for your food, and if you're lucky, at the end of the day, you might be able to save $15,000. So if you were making $100,000, you'd really have to struggle to save $15,000, right? Is that going to get you a home? Is it going to get you a bathroom? Right? It's not going to get you anything. So if you worked for 10 years and you were able to save that $15,000 in today's day and age, you would have $150,000, and if you invested it reasonably well, you might have $200,000. What does $200,000 buy you today? Anybody? Doesn't buy you anything. Get you a down payment on a home and put you farther in debt than before you put that down payment on a home.